Here at SunTrust Park, the 11-7 Atlanta Braves played host to an NL East foe, the 4-13 Philadelphia Phillies. The Braves sent out right-hander Aaron Blair making the fourth start of his season. He has a 1.59 ERA through 3 starts in the top half of the first. Odubel Herrera starts things off with a single over the head of Freeman into right field. So Herrera on to start things off, and then a pitch to Moniak gets in the dirt. Miller tries to fire down, but Herrera is able to move up, and then Mickey Moniak is able to ground at the first base. Freeman has no play at third, so Herrera moves up to third. Moniak is out, then a 3-1 count to Tommy Joseph. Ball in the dirt gets away, and for whatever reason, Gordon Miller just takes a zigzag route to the plate and is not able to tag at Herrera. 1-0 Phillies. Move on to the top half of the third, where Herrera up at the plate again, this time as a single into right field yet again, so he's 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles, but this time Moniak grounds at the second base, a 4-6-3 double play for the Braves. So still 1-0 as we move on to the bottom half of the fourth, where Jared Eichhoff was on the mound for the Phillies, making the fourth start of his season. And Freddie Freeman starts things off that inning with a rip of a double over the head of the right fielder off of the brick wall in right field. He's got himself a stand-up double. Next batter up was Jung Ho Kang with nobody out. He is able to hit a ground ball to second base, move the runner over, but he is not able to score. Then Bill Escalona comes to the plate, who replaced the injured James Cornelius, who would eventually be fine, but did have to come out of the game. He hits a ground ball. Freeman decides not to come home on that, and then Leon Fenn pops one up into left field. The shortstop is able to put that away. Still 1-0 Phillies. Bottom half of the fifth now, as Ozzie Albies has himself a single into right field, lands in front of the right fielder. He then proceeds to swipe second base with 2 outs uncontested as the ball gets into the dirt. And then Ender Inciarte with a 2-0 count hits one off the leg of the pitcher Eichhoff. First baseman tries the swipe tag, but he is not able to get it on. So runners on the corners for the Braves, and Dansby Swanson with a long fly ball, but it dies out at the track, and it's still 1-0 Phillies. Ian Kroll came on in relief for the Braves in the top half of the sixth. He got a ground ball from Herrera, and Dansby Swanson made a beautiful across-the-body throw to fire him out across the diamond. And then Moniak hits a little dribbler. Kang runs in from the infield grass, fires him out by a step. Nice play from Swanson and Kang. Move on to the top of the seventh. Kroll for a second inning of work, and Kang with another nice play, this time on Maikel Franco's ground ball. And then we move on to the bottom half of the eighth, where Ender Inciarte go into the same part of the ballpark that Freddie Freeman went earlier, but this time it hits the dirt and then hits the wall, and Inciarte is a bit faster, so he's able to get into third base, standing up a triple for Ender Inciarte. And then with 1 out, Dansby Swanson hits a pop fly into right center field. It's put away for an out, but Inciarte is able to tag up and make it a 1-1 tie ball game. Matt Wisler was on at the top of the ninth, 7th time he came into a game this season, trying to keep it tied and heading into the bottom of the ninth, and he would proceed to walk Maikel Franco. Hernan Perez came on to pinch run for him, and he decided to go and swipe second base. The throw from Miller was not in time. And then with Yunel Escobar at the plate, he has a single into right field. Escalona comes up with it, and they do not test his arm, so runners on the corners for the Phillies. Scott Kingery pinch runs for Escobar, and J.P. Crawford is going gap in right center field. It gets up against the wall. 2 runs are going to come in, so a bases clearing triple for the shortstop J.P. Crawford, and a Phillies 3-1 lead now as Jason Lutz comes on in the bottom of the ninth looking for the save, and Jung Ho Kang delivers with a little single, bloops in front of the center fielder in left center. So a base knock for Jung Ho Kang. Next batter up was Leon Fenn, or 2 batters later was Leon Fenn. He's able to bloop one into left field, and it's now first and second for the Braves. Here is Gordon Miller, the catcher, and he delivers with another single of his own. 3 straight singles. Kang is able to score on that one. Fenn goes first, the third just barely in before the throw, and it's runners on the corners, 1-run game. Albies almost ties it up right here with a double down the line, but instead it's just barely fair. And then later on in the at-bat, he takes a ball right to the thigh, so it's bases loaded for the Braves. Dustin Peterson came on to pinch hit for the pitcher. Bases loaded, 1 out, and he proceeds to ground into a 5-4-3 around the horn double play, as the Braves come up just short against the Philadelphia Phillies here at home. A 3-2 Phillies victory as the Phillies improve to 5-13 on the season, while the Atlanta Braves drop to 11-8. Jared Eichhoff gets player of the game honors. He went 8 strong, only gave up 6 hits, 1 run, and struck out 3. Jason Lutz gets his 3rd save. Whistler gets the loss. Inciarte was 2 for 4, so was Freddie Freeman. And on the Philadelphia Phillies sides, there was J.P. Crawford, who had his 2-run triple, and Odubel Herrera was 2 for 3 with 2 singles on the day. 3-2 is your final, and with that being said, it's going to wrap things up here for this edition of Atlanta Braves Baseball. I have been your host, Jerseyborn, and I'm saying goodbye.
There's a girl in this harbor town, and she works laying whiskey down. They say, Brandy, fetch another round. She serves them whiskey and wine. They say, Brandy,